Greetings, we're here tonight at House. This is Madhouse Sounds. We're here tonight with the third.
The only
The
third.
only
The
third.
only third.
You feel me? So, tell us, bro, who is Todd?
Man, let's see. Producer, writer, engineer, Grammy, 2-time Grammy nominated engineer.
Can't forget the
Gotta put that there.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, I am a very, very rooted Virgin Islander. I love where I come from. Everything. It might sound like I'm not from here, but I try to incorporate as much as I can. And I'm very much for the city, I'm for the music scene, I'm for what we do together as a whole. Maybe we're not there yet, but that's what I am. So maybe that's what I'm out and setting out to be. Even so, maybe that's not who I am now, but that's what I'm setting out to be.
Nah, you're on the way to beat, bro. You're on the way to beat. We don't see you putting in a lot of work.
A lot. To be honest,
crazy
it's my
work
favorite
too.
time of the year, carnival season. That's where I get to see all my friends. Because all my friends are finally coming to the studio.
Everybody coming to record, everybody coming to get the music done.
For sure.
Bro. But my first question to you right now, though. Your stage name used to be Leo. Where did the name Todd come from and why?
So, I'm actually the third. My grandfather is Leo Sr. My father is Leo the second. And I'm Leo the third. No fourth yet. That's something later to come. But right now, everybody's like, but that's so unique. That how it's so randomly think. I realistically no. I just took out the government name. Everybody say no, you can't have my government name, or you can't have my government name. But the thing is now everybody that see me on this still say, yeah, we're going to Leo. Hey.
It's still the Leo.
Yeah, and that it's still a blessing because I keep you rooted, I keep you home, I keep you humble, you know what I mean? So I still love it. I ain't saying not to make it a thing, it's not a thing. But you know, it's kinda it's a blessing to know where I could kind of be open and be free to where it's like, you know, that is my name and kind of whole. I do, what's funny is I'll introduce myself as Leo the Third, depending on where I am to you know, because, you know, I want people to know that I do come from somewhere. There is that reason why I am third. People do still wonder, but know the reason that it's Leo and I am the third Leo, you know?
Speaking of the third Leo, the second Leo, when he used to do his rehearsals, used to definitely be there.
Oh yeah, man. Wow.
Front stage, like you were done on the big stages already.
Yeah, man.
With Pops and the band.
Yeah.
What was the band name?
Obsession Band. From the time I was a youth, bro. From the time I was a youth, I going to practice from, and the thing is, of course, you sometimes be there so late, you fall asleep there, you school the next morning. But that's how much I loved music then. And I was a sportsman growing up. So that was just something that I really didn't understand, liking different things or like having like a passion for something, especially at a young age, and not knowing like what this passion was. You know, I would go around my father. I would always be the one trying to play the keys, or he actually get me to sing a couple songs with a band, a couple times for Christmas parties and stuff like that.
Oh, so you were done performing from
bro, I was, and that's the crazy thing. Like I've been doing. I used to hold when I was 6 years old. My cousin is 7. I'm the second oldest of my grandparents' grandkids. And I used to hold concerts at 6 years old. We actually still have like the footage of it. And a picture of me like in a Lions jersey with like my hat to the side.
Wow.
Like, and I performing in front of all my family. And what's crazy is at that point, and thinking back on it now, I used to have like 25 family members there. You know what 25 family members is to
That's
a 6-year-old dog? That's like a little crowd, for real.
Sick, bro.
And bro, me and my cousin, we used to just sing songs. Of course, we covering songs. You know, I didn't really know the aspect of like, the songwriting and all that. Then I just loved the performing aspect of it all. And I never looked at it like that until like a couple of years ago, where I was just like, yo, I've been doing this forever. And it's really kind of been a thing of mine. I just I needed to own it, and I had to look back and be like, yo, you've been doing this. Even though you've been a sportsman, I played baseball, I played basketball, I played football, soccer, everything from like the time I was 3 years old. And I always thought that was my life. That was what I was set out to do. And I went to college, and even to that, like, it just didn't sit right until like I went to a music school and I was around my friends that were doing music, and I was like, yo, this is something different. This is something special.
How was it for you when you had like take that initial step and went full sail?
It was actually fun because it was something, it was not really like college, like you had your own apartment and stuff like that. So imagine you as a VI man who, one, I was around my VI friends in Daytona too, but it was very like strict. We were on that baseball program, we would in by doing this, doing that, and bro, at that time I kind of wanted to have fun, and maybe not like party fun, but just kind of be around the environment of like doing something that I enjoyed. At that time I was getting hurt a lot too. I was having like some complications on the field, and it was just like, this isn't really what I enjoy. Yeah, after a while. So when I went there, well, imagine the first night in the Full Sail, we all went by Joker house. There's 12 VI man.
Big up Joker.
I big up my boy. In that room was A plus, Joker, I think Akeem were there. Yeah, both Akeems were there. Craig were there. G Live were there. Well, it were a bunch of people, bro. A bunch of VI man who were just making music. And that was the first time they were like, yo, go sing in the closet. And I went in, did my little thing, and to be honest, the song never come out, but that's where I really fall in love with it. And then I went and met Avocado, and he recorded my first like song, and that I put out. And after that, bro, like ever since that day it was serious. And I'm just like, yo, I gonna make it, I gonna do this, I gonna do that, I have the talent, I have this. And I just been pushing ever since. So in the aspect of going to Full Sail, it was extremely fun, but at the same time cool, because I go in these rooms that is like $1 million studio equipment, this big room.
You just getting that experience.
Yeah, they getting that experience. And I go in classes 1 o'clock in the morning, going on break, going meet my partner, them over by his house where them is like 5 other VI man. We just smoking, cooling, like having a good time. Like it was a time that I would never forget. And I remember I lost that getting so much into the business of everything. And that fun doing stuff with your friends. And, you know, I finally got back home from being 10 years in Atlanta and really finding that love, finding that space again where it's just like me and my friends could come into a room and really just create dope music.
So if a Virgin Islands artist have the opportunity to go Full Sail, what would you tell them?
It's cool in the sense of you get to experience everything in the sense of studio. You get to play with the gear. You get to be in these late nights with people that want the same thing as you. But if you know about music, if you know the ins and outs, if you know the little details,
the bells and whistles.
Yeah, don't go. You were spending a lot of money for no reason, because that's what a lot of what it is. I appreciated it because I really didn't know nothing. I come in from the background of just loving music, loving the fact that I used to see my father playing, singing with them, man, and just loving music just in a whole. But them, man, if you Joker basically was recording from time he's been here, and the first 6 months is all about how to record. That makes no sense. You know what I mean? It's like, so a lot of times you were just especially these man were just a lot more way more educated than what the school really. Yeah, and like, don't get me wrong, learning the console and all that, that's cool, but realistically when you go out the road and you go to sorted studios, you ain't using the console. There's things that right now that you could have in your bedroom that just works just as fine. So really and truly, the studio went from a place of like, you have to record here, to really and truly, it's just the place to record for the vibe. And if they have like certain things of maybe somebody that, like right now, this is a production space. This is a place where
you fine tune your music and you get the best result.
correct.
For sure.
You come here, you want to make a record. We fine tune this, we fine tune that. A studio is kind of somewhere that you just come and record your stuff. Of course, you have production stuff going out, but I wouldn't call this an exact like studio because what we do is way more on every song.
It really
Like
is.
nobody really just coming in here to be like, all right, well, we're just gonna do this. Nah, they ask us, what should we do? What should this? And I take very pride in that too because in the States they ain't doing that.
No.
And unless, like I say, you are a production
definitely
business,
there for just
you
the
have to
bread.
be a production company. If you're a studio, bro, like that man ain't doing the whole 9 yards like what we doing here.
No.
So I definitely took the aspect of what I did in the States with like Timo and them man and kind of just brought it down here, created my space, and the rest is history. It's definitely not like Full Sail. It's not the buttons. It's, bro, I wish they could see. If you could see, it's literally like 2 big buttons and just knobs. Like that is go
And a
louder
keyboard
and
and a
that.
mouse.
Yeah, and everything else is just in the box, in the computer.
It's true. It's
So
true.
if you have the money, spend it. Go have from someone. But if you don't have the money, go on YouTube, University. There's a lot of certifications and certified people that are millionaires right now that have made it off of YouTube.
It's facts. It's facts. So you grew up in the Virgin Islands. How did the culture shape the artist you are today?
Man, I am cultured as F.
And,
Can I cuss on it?
Yeah, you could do
I'm
it.
cultured as fuck, bro.
sure.
I'm cultured as fuck, bro. In the sense of me being who I was, you wouldn't expect me being the places that I were and the people I grew up around. Me, bro, I was literally the only. Well, actually, I think there was. Caesar, how much like white boys they had in the league when we were playing? Like 1 or 2, right?
Yeah, not much.
So like I was like realistically, and I was making All Star though, so I was different. Like when All Star time came around, I was the only white boy traveling. And I'm
Are you
mixed.
like Puerto Rican or something?
I mix with. I really truly. I
I
really.
thought you
My.
said-
I have my. So my mom's mom is from Allentown, Pennsylvania. So that is my white side.
Yes.
That is where I think, right?
Yes, yes.
But my dad's family is from Guadeloupe, the French side.
Nice.
And then my dad's mom is actually from Santo Domingo, I think, and St. Martin. It's Santo Domingo and St. Martin, but we're gonna go with Santo Domingo because it's more Spanish. She looked very beautiful. My grandmother, beautiful Spanish black hair. I love that woman.
Yes.
But just to say, I'm very, very mixed. But looking how I look, I was the white boy, and I took that. I understood who I was. And I like to say it was kind of like it's like the switch in the States. Apparent if you're white, you're like you feel like this and that. But down here, it's like, nah, my boy, that fuck ain't it. And for me, it's like I feel very blessed to grow up that way because when I did get put in the real world, there wasn't anybody at all. There was not that the Asian, black, white, Spanish speaking that I couldn't work with, that I couldn't do. And when my boss saw that, my boss was like, yo, we need you. And to be honest, I wasn't until like a later on, like in my doing my engineering, where it was like, yo, well, really and truly ain't just me. Anybody from the Virgin Islands could do this. You want to know why? Because we're very cultured here. Not just in the sense of our Virgin Islands culture, everybody's culture. We have everybody coming through here, no matter the color, and it's because we brought up on that, especially in the sense of we don't just listen to soca and dancehall like what certain islands do.
Yeah, we listen to a lot of different.
We listen to a lot of different things. We're brought up on a lot of different things, and being that blessed to being brought up like that made me into the person to where it's like, yo, my boss could put me into with the most gangsters of them, and then he could put me in with the 15-year-old white girl that's singing pop music, and then call on to a reggaeton artist that literally speaks no English, but we could get the job done. So it's like I really used that tool of being able to be like a chameleon to whoever and being able to like push through in my career. Like, I think that was a very big, like, a blessing. Just kind of the things I was growing up to see, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was a very mischievous kid. I did some dumb shit as a child, bro. And for me, it's like
all of us, yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
bro. I mean, to be honest, like, as a kid, what the fuck else was there to do here? Yeah, I mean, unless you played sports
you get
and
into trouble or something, bro.
yeah, bro. Unless you played sports to keep yourself occupied, which I did, but there came a point in my life too that I was just like, yo, I wanted more. I wanted to do other shit. So you see me doing things that that were just out the norm.
It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. That's lit though.
Yeah, it was lit like fuck. It was lit like fuck, bro. I remember. I don't care how the fuck. My colors, me. You didn't see nobody else in the jam that looked like me. No, it get like 10 of us. It was never that way, bro. I swear, in the jam, I was the lightest man in there for years, bro.
I have reinforcements now, bro.
We didn't even have girls. We didn't even have white girls in the jam like that.
Yeah, have a white girl. Like,
it have a bunch of them now, and into the front of the jam. It's crazy to me, bro. When I came back, I had a big culture shock. When I went to my first jam, I was like, whoa, these guys are outside. I wonder if they know. They know, don't step on shoes. Yeah, man, them time. Yo, you remember them days, bro? Bro, I nearly get into a fight, right? And it wasn't even like, what's crazy? It wasn't even my fault, bro.
You want to hear something crazy? I can't imagine you getting into a fight, bro.
Bro, I didn't. I would thank God I was around the people. Remember, I used to roll heavy with Fossil and Mikey, them man from around the field, bro. And it had a time I step on a man's shoe. And when that fucker turn around, he was about to park me the hardest right hook, bro. And yeah, man, the guys them stuck in and pushed me all the way and got to it.
And that's when we young too and stupid.
We were young and dumb, bro.
Yeah, my shoes.
Bro, I was hype as fuck. I never been through a situation like that, bro. The situations and the thing is, me, who you would swear, like, I'm the guy that's like, huh? Like, literally, they get dunced in a situation. Like, let's say, get behind the car.
You're the blonde, bro.
I don't want, like,
You're the blonde, bro.
Yeah, dog. Great times, bro. Great times. Love it. Big up to the man there, man. Fossil, love you still, big guy. Mikey, big up yourself.
But your project, The Ville, was inspired by where you grew up.
Correct.
What was that like? What was life like in your neighborhood? Like, what was that life like in your neighborhood?
Well, I grew up with my grandmother and grandfather living right next door to me, and my uncle and my aunt with my 3 cousins living right next door to me. Right up the hill was my grandfather's sister, who had all her kids right there. There's
so
like
a real family oriented.
Yeah, so there's like literally the road is called Sibley Circle, so you can make a complete circle around, and basically all around there is like where my family lives. So a lot of times too, my parents, very, very loving, very like, here, have whatever. From time I was young was just like my parents were just the people like, instead of hanging outside, come hang out by us.
Yeah, just chill.
Kind of.
If you want to be mischief in the yard.
Yeah, kind of be here. Like, we used to go out, but then like a time will come, we would just go back up to my crib and kind of cool. And then it just get to the point to where people would come and be like, yo, where you at? And I used to be like, in the Ville. And people used to kind of be like, okay, cool. And kind of just make it like the ramping spot and the cool out spot. And that album just had a lot of songs that were kind of created up there when I kind of went home for a time. And then also just reflected a lot of moments and memories that happened up there. A lot of late nights, a lot of, sneak in, sneak out, certain things that, I thought that needed to be put into one project. And I think the best name for it would have been The Ville.
That's lit, bro. That's actually a good project too.
I appreciate that. I ain't gonna lie. COVID and Instagram Live had me lit with that. For sure. I know exactly. It was a different time, for sure.
What's something about growing up in the Virgin Islands that people outside the Caribbean would never understand?
The culture. Actually, to be honest, what I'm really realizing too, St. Martin's a lot like us. St. Martin have a lot of.
Lit.
Yeah, they don't really have like. Yes, they have it's St. Martin, but like even my partner DJ Kembe, big up yourself, King Kembe. He was telling me there's not really, you can't find nobody on island that family or parents are like from St. Martin. Everybody from somewhere else. So like,
it's like a
it's
mixed
like us,
culture like
like
us. Yeah.
it's everybody family and have like a family from somewhere else, and I think that makes us you very unique because you digest different cultures compared to where if you're from one place that is just like Trinidad. When I go Trinidad is Trinidad culture, bro. They ain't changing for no, and they ain't changing for nobody. So, and they don't really know outside much of like what we have going on. We see like how we're very tapped into every island because we have people coming from Trinidad living here, coming from Grenada living here.
So we get everybody.
So we get everybody thing, and that's just so to make our community happy. You know what I mean? Because we are, you know, the country of the land of the brave, the home of the free. The U.S.
The U.S.
But what's crazy is, realistically, it's the same thing. How them man, bro, how everybody just migrates. And that's what it is. The thing is, we just accept it a lot more. We appreciate it. We love it because that's what makes us us.
I ain't gonna lie, we really all over the place, like fuck.
Yeah, you tell me, bro, just speak, I go and talk. I feel like I'd be talking a lot too now.
Oh, no, not even that. You've once described your sound as
RCMB. Yes.
Tell me about it.
RCMB.
What was that about?
At the time, bro, I could talk my shit though. This was 2015. This was after I really dove into being an engineer, but still did music on the side. And the music on the side was me slowing down my soca music and kind of taking like a R&B aspect and blending it. But what I realized is when you get to those speeds, it kind of starts to really sound like what modern day dancehall is now. So it's what's crazy is I'm not saying that my music was modern and before anybody, whatever. But there was a vibe to where it's like things that really sounded the elements of certain things. And because I was in Atlanta, I felt like I was able to kind of really get those elements at a high tier or top tier thing because it's like, yo, I'm really now mixing and getting the sauce from what the R&B is and hip hop is, and really on this, I have producers born and bred in the Caribbean. So any type of Caribbean drum loop or drum beat that I really wanted to use at the time, I really, go ahead, freelance. I remember one of the first songs that I did like that was like 7, and the hip hop and R&B and dancehall blend of that, I personally felt at that time, mind you, this was 2016. At that time, we could go back, but that is too far. I didn't really hear a song like that. There wasn't much people producing that type of music. I don't care. There was a guy named Kygo. He's actually he was doing way big things then too. Kygo. That kind of gave the vibe, but it was still very popish. It didn't really give the urban, the real rooted Caribbean feel of like what it just sounded like a Justin Bieber. Sorry, it just felt like that pop EDM vibe, which is cool. And I feel like me and that I had music like that, but the RCMB was something different. I feel like that was something, but you hear it a lot now. I feel like a lot of people's like it became like a thing, especially like in the sense of in the I wouldn't say the dancehall world, but there's a lot of like routine. There's a lot of big artists that kind of has tapped into the art, because hey, what R&B is a sound, right? And the dancehall wave that's completely different than R&B, and I'm talking melodics, like vocally, the melodies and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna say that, but there is a lot of, I would say, big like pop artists that have kind of transferred into that sound because they realize R&B and the dancehall and the Caribbean go really, really well together.
Yeah, hand in hand.
And it's become like a really, really big thing. And it's cool because now I personally feel like when I'm able to go back and really indulge in it, it's become more of a thing than when I was trying it. So it's not as fresh to people's ears. I could get people to be like, this is what this is. It has like a name, maybe not my name.
Yeah, but it
has, it has something that people could hear and be like, I know what this is. The Caribbean basis is opening up wide, and it's a beautiful thing.
Facts. So, you've moved between Bouillon, Soca, R&B, Bram. Did anybody around your circle ever tell you, nah, bro, that song ain't it. Not this one.
Yeah. All the time. Yeah. Mr. Joker.
Big up Joker. This is why we have a big star, because we had to tell him now.
I mean, to be honest, bro, the last time Nyla was here was for St. John Carnival. After St. John, she did the show. She came and stayed here for about 2 days. And the last day, I just basically, I was like, yo, I have a bunch of songs. I want you to play you. And just tell me, like, what songs you think we should do, kind of first, second, just rolling out. Bro, if I lie, I played like 15 records. She probably like one.
Out of 15?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's probably the hardest thing when making music too, son.
Yeah, but the thing is objective, bro. It's her opinion. It's how much to where is like...
She might like it and then somebody else
might not like it. Yeah, you never know, bro. A lot of the records I played for other people and they loved it. They think this is the one.
So bro, sometimes you have to numerous multiple people here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, no, you gotta trust your gut. You gotta be confident in yourself. Like, to be honest, I play things for people to think, to where it's like, to not take their opinion. Because here what, sometimes they might give me an opinion. If somebody just tell me they don't like it, what do you want me to do with that? I can't do nothing with that. I can't make that better.
In fact, it's gonna be the same.
It just gonna, what you want me, all right, she don't like it. Let me figure out what she don't like. Nah. You know what the great thing is, it's not, that wasn't really like her answers for everything. Sometimes she just didn't like a song. But that's fine. But that's for me, it's like there's a market for everybody. And for what I'm trying to do, you know, it's a very thin line of like, okay, cool. Like you said, soca, bouillon, bram, R&B. Bro, if I'm mixing all these things and trying to do all these things in one, boy, people might be like, it might be like, what is this? Like, what is this? This is new. This is different. I don't think this is... And she looking at it from the aspect of like, what's going to work? What's going to get you a hit now? Not, all right, we're cool. That's the thing, too. Like, I love having her around. It's always a bigger mindset. It's always like, all right, what's going to work? What's going to be the big bang? It's not the, all right, let's grow slow. Nah. We shooting for that hit, like you ran the same.
She pushing you to your limit. Like, she making sure you push yourself.
Exactly. So, and that's a good thing. Bro, I don't have a yes man around. I don't have yes man around me. I have people that enjoy my music, that really, really like it. But at the end of the day, my team is not no yes people. It's actually a lot more fights of the sense of like, all right, guys, what's the final?
Same thing in Madhouse. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, we don't.
You know,
it don't be no game at all.
Like,
what was the niche, the moment that you know music had changed your life?
Bro, I was doing sessions with every A-list artist that you think. And to be honest, this is outside the artist thing. I just knew music was for me when I'm literally in these sessions when my first session was with J-Lo. The very first night.
Very first session.
J-Lo and Nelly, they both came in. The next night, French Montana came in. And mind you, I'm in Tony. I wasn't really doing these sessions. But then I became and started doing sessions with these big dogs. I'm never Ludacris. I worked with Ludacris, Migos before they were Migos, bro. I worked with Migos before they were Migos. And I worked with so much different things. I was in the room. And that's something that a lot of people fail to realize. You have to get in the room. If you're out the room, you ain't really doing nothing. You have to be able to you have to have a reason or give them a reason to keep you in the room. And I feel like I was able to provide that.
You provided a value that would keep you in that room.
And that was hit them for me. Yeah, you getting loud. I provided a reason for them to want me in the studio all the time. And that was my engineering skills. Most of the time it was my engineering skills. Especially the rooms that I was getting into, bro. I used to roll around with young Scooter, may he rest in peace. And that was some of the craziest times of my life.
That's
bro.
Partner used to be on Future.
Yeah, okay. I could make cocaine. Yeah. And that's the crazy thing. That's how I got around Future them. That's how I started hanging, like literally recording all of them. All of them.
Quick question, maybe to cut you off. So, being around those kind of top tier artists, A-list artists, how did that? How was you able to like stay humble, stay centered, and keep your mind focused on your bigger goal?
Because my bag, I was still broke. I was still, what? That is still hard, bro. I walk in like a dog, and bro, sometimes you ain't getting paid on time. Like, what's crazy is people think like labels, bro. I used to have a $200 invoice waiting from like Sony Records, and that thing taking like 6 months, you know, bro.
To turn up, yeah.
To just turn out, and that's the thing. Like when you're in this lifestyle, the biggest thing is worrying about where your next check comes from. So that's where it's just like, you know, I understand sometimes you in a predicament where it's like, yo, I can't do this. I have to get a job. It's like I've been able to be blessed and be able to be put in. As I graduated, my aunt's best friend in Atlanta is the vice president for Georgia Lottery. So Georgia Lottery literally has to do all their commercials, all these things at a studio. And they go, because they're Georgia Lottery, to the biggest studio where I got my first internship, because their biggest client is Georgia Lottery. That blessing alone, bro, got me in the door.
Yeah.
And from there, bro, I literally met the engineer that literally took me and built me into, and mind, I just came from doing 3 years at Full Sail now, of the engineer recording, like, and the guy that I met my first day, and he taught me everything. Max on Rubro. This man made me in, and a guy named Dan Cohen who passed away as well. But these two guys shaped me into the guy I am today, and the beast I am today. And when it comes to like the recording and understanding certain things, bro, and that from just knowing them, they brought me over to their studio when they opened up, and bro, it got really lit, bro. It got crazy. It was really, really fun. That life, that
I bet. Like,
yeah,
that
bro.
song amazing, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, my last session was with Lil Uzi Vert. Young Thug's sister.
How tall is he?
Gotcha. Lil Uzi Vert.
Yes.
Shot, dude. Shot in.
So you're taller than him. Wow.
No, I'm if I taller than him, yeah, bro. A lot of people. He's like, I think like 5'5".
God damn.
Yeah, he's like 5'5", and my boy, that was a party. So for me is, you know, I had a great time, but I wanted to be in front of the camera doing my thing as an artist. So I just, you know, I transferred over. That was my last session. I said, here's the keys. I appreciate everything, but I'm out.
Damn. That's lit like fuck though.
Yeah,
Okay. So what was your most, have you ever made a song and thought this is a hit?
Every time. Every single one. That's crazy. Every single one. I don't create something if it ain't a hit. If we are not shooting for a hit, what are we doing? That's insane.
It's true.
That like, I love to watch T-Ron post those, like, if we're not making a hit things, and then go to the comments and watch people like, well, it's not all the time you can create a hit. Bullshit. Then throw it away. Start fresh.
Throw everything away. Just burn it.
I'm telling you, if we ain't trying to make the best out of this song, what are we doing? That is crazy. Every time. Everything is a hit. And and to be honest, if people don't think, if it don't reach hit status, I just think people ain't hear it. My marketing is bad. The music ain't bad. The marketing is bad.
No, the marketing is pretty good.
I mean, I think my marketing is well, but if it doesn't hit everybody, obviously I'm doing something wrong.
Yes, I understand. For sure.
You know?
For sure.
I have to I can't blame nobody else besides myself.
So recently you basically had like night and day, or else?
Smash.
Whenever we drinking night and day. Why, feeling like I drink my life away. Why, whenever we drinking night and day.
Hey boy, you
Smash.
had.
And what's crazy is that doesn't even stream more than some of the other music that
I noticed.
People do. Bro, the song, it's rough out here. Nowadays, you know what I gotta do?
So which song is people like really like?
The big one?
This is my shit right
Access
now.
Granted. That's the big one day.
Now she pull me closer and tell me access granted. Permission to wine and a bumper. Long time I watch it. Been waiting for you to come over.
That's the big
Granted is a
diggity
big
billy
tune.
bing. That's the bing bing bing. Yeah, that's the bing 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 bing. that get people distro kid balance going up and up and up. That's the big one. Right now, Piece of That is doing that number, that thing as well. And then Life So Sweet.
Life so sweet, oh yeah. I'm whining on something sweet, oh yeah.
What's crazy is Night and Day did start to pick up recently. But that's what I'm going to say. What's crazy is now when I go to a place to perform, I have to go on my Spotify for artists and Apple for artists
and
to
see
see what numbers is who is playing what. So like if I go to Tola, if I go like, but St. Thomas don't have one. St. Thomas, you can't really tell that this is the VI listening to anything. It actually comes in under sometimes like San Juan and them things. So it's like it's very tough to read here. So I always have like a tough time saying, all right, what's actually popping here? So you know where you go back to? The good old faithful Night and
Nah, that's a big truth.
That's a good old faithful boy. When times get rough, pop, lick it in.
But you have a new one where it is you just recently put out also. That Pen for was recording.
Which one? I dropped a couple for the year, bro.
It was like a nigga. Now you gonna
Recent?
look for it.
Piece of That?
Yeah, Piece of That.
Yeah, Piece of That. Oh, yeah, give me a piece of that.
Are you gonna do that for Carnival?
Yeah, of course, bro. It's doing well. It's doing really, really well. I think it's doing well here too. I think it's once again the marketing that even when I came back from Trinidad, I really stepped up the marketing in the sense of I had a video put out. I'm very glad I saved that video. I had that video for like 3-4 months, and I'm glad we held it because I really didn't have much more like stuff coming from Trinidad, and I was very, very quiet. I getting my songs ready on top of dealing with a lot of other people's songs as well. So it's the workload is a lot, but we getting shit done. But I think just holding that video gave like the boost I needed.
That's true.
Again, for the song, you know? And then the reels that we had, I did a little mashup for it that blended Kaya with that. So just a little stuff, bro. The more content we shoot, the more the marketing will just be where it needs to be.
Dog, even right now, you've been killing it in Trinidad. Like Trinidad
Really?
loves Todd.
You feel so?
I feel so.
I appreciate that, bro.
Like, I really
it was
feel
rough.
so.
Trinidad was rough, bro. In the sense of, like, I'll be honest, this Madhouse, we're going to talk real, like, a lot of things are perception. The fact that I'm rolling with Nyla Blackmon, that is one of the only reasons I know for a fact that if I stay, I'm going to get through. Because people just, when they see that, they think big. And it is true. I'm rolling with the Princess of Soca.
That's a big deal, bro.
It is. It really is. But to say, like, the productivity, I didn't really have a song going in. Piece that I was working, but, you know, I wasn't able to really push that the way I wanted to. And I think that kind of, you know, for me as an artist, those are the things I want to do. I want to be able to have like my own run out. Actually, one run out that I had in Trinidad, I really fuck up, dog.
Really?
Yeah, dog. Acoustic set, and the keyboard player wasn't playing the progression that we practice, and I'm like, yo, what is this? And I really couldn't figure it, and I couldn't catch it. It was Night and Day, and bro, I ain't gonna lie, it was a crash and burn, bro. But the thing is, it was good.
Not savable.
Yeah, it was not savable. I saved it in access granted.
Okay.
The second one, but it was kind of very rough start. But I just didn't have. I didn't have the placements I really wanted, and I didn't get to perform the way I wanted to. But still, bless the places I did get to perform, and just the whole carnival in general. Me and my team were able to kind of take what we had and make it work. So from here on out, I promise y'all, I'm telling y'all, it's gonna be a lot better in the sense of a lot more organization, a lot more seeing day to day, because bro, there was a lot of stuff I really wasn't even showing. So at the end of the day, I want everybody to see those things. I want people to kind of live with me while I'm there, because it is an experience, and it is a VI man fighting for his life.
So we're gonna see more lives and more streams of Todd.
Yeah. To be honest, I want to do a lot more. Like every day should be something, bro. I'm moving with Nyla, bro. You know what thing she doing? we're doing like 6-7
I
shows
bet
in a
that's
day,
a busy
bro.
schedule, bro.
Boy, it had days we doing 6-7 things, and why I didn't point into one. All right, gone to the next. People would be like, "How the hell are you doing this?" And me just rolling, you know. So I just think me doing better, like I said, doing the marketing better, holding myself accountable in doing better. And I think people that even watching me say this, that appreciate and think like, yo, he's the man. I think that people watching and seeing me say like, I need to do better and this and that would even inspire people to be like, well, I need to do better.
Yeah, that's true.
If he, who I think is the king of this, saying that I need to do better, shit, I think people would be like, man, well,
bro,
I love that. You know,
I'm glad you think that you need to do better, but you've been killing it,
and I appreciate that, man. I thought to be honest, if the camera could turn around, there's a big guy that was sleeping and he's awake now. So everybody say, "Hey, Anthony."
Definitely get show him later.
Anthony is the man with the plan behind everything. Once I tell him this is what we're doing, my boy does it to the max. It's just true. Like with the reason why these things look the way they look, and that's why to where it's like sometimes I don't even feel like I'm doing much, but like the way we're able to present it because of him is what matters. Perception.
That's teamwork. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
The perception of what we able to kind of do, and the man is literally the goat at it. So
it's true.
True. I have the man on my team.
Doug. So what was it? What is it about? Since I know you, I feel like you had kind of crushed in just that one moment in Trinidad. But what's like other things in the industry that people don't see? That's like a negative to you. Or that's a negative in general.
Sometimes the fact that the people don't even know where I come from. I think that's the one that hurts the most. I think another thing is the fact that, our sound isn't respected. I think that's another thing that hurts the most. And then as just a personal individual thing, being the type of artist that I am, I really don't have a place called home. I'm from the Virgin Islands, but people from the Virgin Islands wouldn't say that my sound is
from the Virgin Islands.
Is Virgin Islands. But then you go to the place where they say my sound is from, and they're like, that's not our sound either.
This is a really nice kid, but that's not.
Yeah, that's not our thing. So a lot of times I do feel like I'm just paddling a boat in the Caribbean Sea, and I'm just, drifting and going up and down and like trying to find a home, like, hopefully we land there. But I love the fact that I'm on the boat and I could go to different places and people just appreciate. I have a niche following that people really support and really love what it is I'm doing and putting out there. So all of those things, I definitely have to say, thank you to everybody supporting me. Thank you for all the love. But yeah, I trying to find, I would love that people would just be like, yo, this is Soca or this is whatever, and just a Caribbean music in a whole. Because, hey, outside of Soca, the other stuff I do too, the RCMB, that's just Caribbean shit.
Not just like Soca and
I'm a baller,
everything
man.
else, yeah.
I'm a baller, bro.
But you've been killing it in the Soca. I ain't gonna lie to you, dude. You need to keep it up.
Yeah, bro.
What role do you think the Virgin Islands plays in Caribbean scene today in the music? Like, what role does the Virgin Islands play in Caribbean music today?
Well, if you really want to talk about it, in the Caribbean music, how about to talk some shit? But all right, I understand the question now. What role does the Virgin Islands play in Caribbean music today?
Do we have a role to play at all?
Do we? Of course we do. We should have a role, but do I know it? I don't know it right now because right now we're not even in the game.
Yeah, we're missing right now.
Yeah, right now I don't even think we on the sideline. We probably just like we practice squad. We to get called upon whenever we're ready. I think that's what it is. I don't want it. I really wish it wasn't that. But the thing is, let me not say that. Because of my knowledge, bro, I don't have the knowledge to give this answer. But that from me where I am sitting to where, because I don't have the knowledge to argue, but a lot of people would say, people take from us. And not, I thought we're talking music here. But in the sense of people take our sound and do things with it and make it theirs and take it wherever. Somebody could argue that point. I don't have the much knowledge to do it, so I don't want to sit there on camera and say that. But I could say to where it's like where they think of us, that's where they think of us. But for me is, I personally think somebody might be able to sit here and tell you what it is we really contributed to everything. You know what I mean? I've heard stories of Jam Band being able to contribute to the song and the power of what it is going down in Trinidad right now.
Jam Band was a big push forward.
Correct, but I am not speaking on that because I don't want to be wrong.
Yes.
But understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just your opinion.
My opinion is like, yo, we in a rough space and people like really downplay us. Do I think they should? I don't think they should. Because realistically, right now, we have, bro, the music that I feel like that could really come out of hand and what I've heard.
It would kill it, bro.
It would be amazing. But once again, I have a lot of outside following. I try to play right in the middle. You know what I mean? We're going to play right in the middle. You know, keep it right there.
Hey.
Keep it right there.
Hey. Todd,
yes.
What it is you got coming up so far for the carnival time? Which parties people go find you?
The only TH3RD, that's TH3RD, that is how you spell my name. To be honest, Carnival, I don't know when this video dropping, but hopefully by the time it drop, my songs are out. I have a feature with Nyla Blackman coming out. I have a feature with the Big Daddy Shah, and I have my release that I hoping does well, dog. You know, to be honest. Carnival, right now, Carnival looks for me like very, very busy, but at the same time, you know, I have to also think of after Carnival, after what's going on throughout the year. So I have to really kind of step back and be like, all right, what are the songs that I need to release for the year? Because that's the timing of what it is that I'm on. So it's like, this is kind of like a good time for me. I wish I was able to drop music before, but like I said, I've been busy, but I am lining it up to where it's like, all right, cool. These three could do really, really well out the road on top of the stuff that we have coming later on. But yeah, man, it's about to be a good year. Third season. This is Todd House, Madhouse. We out.
For sure. Done.
Perfect.